here to tell you about an all-star bundle. It's Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN. And right now you can get all three with a special limited time offer. It's as easy as catching a football. It's as easy as catching a football. It's as easy as catching a football. Oh yeah!
Yes. I'm a baby. Typically you say ready before you throw it.
Disney Plus, Hulu, and...
Good morning and welcome to the 35th Annual Burn Community Reunion. I'm going to invite our chaplain of the North Carolina J.C. Burn Center, Andrea Shepard, up for a blessing.
Good morning. I would invite y'all to take a seat as we begin our day together. I would like to invite you to engage in a centering moment with me. As you get comfy in your seat, I want to encourage you to ground your feet onto the floor. Feel the chair against your back. Know you are supported. Today, I would like for us to bring our awareness to our burn community. Today, I want you to look to the folks on your left and to the folks on your right. This is our community. So today, I would like for us to remain focused on that community and breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth as you receive this poem called The Space Between Us. Don't try to give me all of yourself as if you would, as if the wilderness that bears your name was yours to give. Instead, let us live like mountains, two worlds rooted together, but each cutting our own shape into the ever-changing sky. I'll be one to see you radiant in the morning light and to watch as evening's last glow anoints your head. I'll be your companion as the seasons paint you, green and gold and white and green again. As the snow melts and the rains fall, carving ever deeper the beautiful grooves of your being, let them flow into the sacred space between us. This quiet valley our bodies make, where deep waters and the dark earth take everything we've lost and everything we've given, and they make new life for all who call this place home. Now, if you would with me, please breathe in through your nose. I take in community. Breathing out, I release doubts and fears. Breathing in, I welcome this body, mind, and spirit as my home. Breathing out, I release what weighs me down. I invite you to, whenever you feel ready, return your attention to the room. And whether you enter this room as a survivor, loved one, staff person, firefighter, or more, you are part of this community. You are held, beloved, and welcome today. As you move about your day, it is my hope that we can all connect with this sense of community that is greater than ourselves. Allow one another to hold you up, to root you, to support you. We welcome you on this journey and give thanks that you're here with us today. Peace be with you. Okay.
Good morning again. If you'd like to sit, we have plenty of spaces in between, in the middles of the rows. Please feel free to move in. My name is Jess Irvin. I have the privilege of being Director of Burn Aftercare, an absolute dream team of humans, part of a larger, also dream team of multidisciplinary staff. But today is about you. Connecting, continuing your survivor journey, continuing to heal, continuing to bring your impact to others just by being here, being who you are, exactly where you are, wherever you are in that journey. You are uniquely wonderful. Your journey is unique, but you are also part of something bigger too, and that is why we gather today. This is our largest reunion ever, and we thank you so much for showing up. Something you may have heard many times, or this is your first time, but you're part of the North Carolina J.C. Burn Center forever, this community. We don't discharge you from aftercare, from Care Together. The North Carolina J.C. Burn Center came to exist largely because of the grit and perseverance of one man, John Stackhouse, a lineman, who realized that when his colleagues were getting injured on the line, there was no comprehensive burn center for them to go to. He partnered and donated money with many people, including the North Carolina JCs, hence our center's name. In 1977, the ground broke for our center. In 1981, February 81, our burn center opened. And by 1982, our very first aftercare program, Camp Celebrate, which is the oldest camp for burn survivors in the country, maybe the world, happened. So aftercare, community building, staying connected has been going for as long as this burn center has. And you are that. You make that by showing up year after year. Thank you. The burn center is the busiest in the Southeast, serving 36 beds, a multitude of multidisciplinary teammates make that possible, and we are American Burn Association verified for both adult and pediatric comprehensive care. There are at least 50 staff members here today, and we are all proud to show up for you and with you. Here today, as we come together as the largest gathering we have thus far hosted, I want to invite you to celebrate, to support and be supported, to be accepted and loved wherever you are in your journey, and to open yourself up to letting that be okay. Maybe just for this moment, maybe for this whole day, or maybe beyond, because we have lots of ways to stay connected hereafter. More about that in a little bit. Here's what you can expect for today. First, thank you to our honor guard. Can we get a round of applause? Thank you to our chaplain, Andrea, for that invocation. Now, this is one of my favorite parts. Recognition of all of you, because you're what this is about. Starting with survivors. Stand up if you are a burn survivor. Stand up. Yes, really. Stand up. Now, I know y'all, and I know, stay standing. You're not all standing. If you're a survivor, stand on up. Give a wave. Princess wave. There you go. Now, stay standing. Stay standing if you've been surviving after your injury for at least 2 years. Stay standing. Okay? At least 2 years. Now, stay standing if you've been surviving after injury for at least 3 years. 4. 5, 10, I have run out of fingers, but 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 46, gonna keep going. 45. Do I hear 50? 50. 55. Yes. Y'all, there are decades of survivorship and wisdom and healing and difficulties, because we know healing is not a linear journey. We know that once your physical body is healed, the emotional healing really begins, much less the social stuff and how you deal with that. And some of what you will hear today from our amazing keynote speaker is about grounding yourself and getting back to living. I'm so excited, but I don't want to skip ahead. This day is about you. It is what you make of it, and I invite you to share where you're at and also what you need to make the most of it. Thank you, survivors. Now our loved ones, our friends and family, please stand. Yeah. If no one has told you lately, you are a survivor too. You have gone through so much to be by your loved one's side. And sometimes that journey doesn't get talked about enough. Every message you hear from up here, every conversation you have is for you too, because you are a survivor too. Thank you, loved ones. I'm going to invite Susan Thomas up to speak about that survivor journey, on her perspective and her loved ones.
Hello, all my fellow survivors. It's good to see you all again. I wrote this in November of 2021, right before the reunion that year. And they asked me to read it again today, so I'm happy to do that for y'all. It's called Scars. What I hear, oh, those look pretty bad. Or, well, they don't look too bad for what happened. Or, oh, can they do skin grafts so you could get rid of those? Or, well, but at least you can cover your legs. What I think, my scars tell the story of who I am now and why. My scars are testimony to the skills of all my MDs, PAs, NPs, RNs, OTs, PTs, and all who care for me. My scars weave a tapestry of my burn injury and my life's stubborn insistence to move on. My scars are proof of true healing beyond trauma. My scars draw a map of where I have been, to where I am now, and to where I'm headed. My scars will be with me throughout my life to attest its worth. Thank you.
Now the next slide, please. Thank you. Oh, back. There we are. First responders, please stand. We know that there's a great deal of impact for those who respond to burn and all kinds of injuries, and we just want to recognize that you too are survivors. And so we are so thankful for you in so many ways, including that you are here today. Thank you.
Hi folks, I'm Michelle, and I have the honor of working with folks when they're in the hospital. And we had a moment not too long ago when I was speaking with one of our burn survivors, and she expressed her very sincere interest in meeting the folks that were involved in rescuing her. So we heard that, and we really wanted to make that happen because it is so important for us to be able to acknowledge the rescuers all along the chain before folks get to the burn center. And I have a quote that I would like to share with you that was written by one of the folks in Liz's journey. While a call may last only minutes, the long-term impact our callers have on us is truly profound. Calls don't end after we disconnect the line in cases like Liz's. They leave a memory to last a lifetime. Even though we have been regarded for assisting and saving her life that day, her strength, her courage, fight, and the pure belief and trust in someone she has never met to walk her through that life-altering experience is what inspires me to continue learning and growing in my career. Through her recovery, though her recovery is tough, she is much stronger than any battle she will face. And that was written by the 911 dispatcher that answered the call that came in. So we wanted to share that.
Next slide, please. If you are a volunteer, a supporter, a donor, whether it's within the hospital or not, whether you work in, say, one of our vendor systems and we call you all the time for swag, or whether we call you because we need rides for someone to an event, please stand. Our supporters, our donors, and our volunteers. Please stand and be recognized. Thank you. Oops, nope. All right. Staff, you didn't know this part was coming. There you go.
Hi everyone, I'm Christina Super, and I have the privilege of working with Michelle, Chelsea, and Jess in aftercare. This is my first year here, and I got to meet some of you, and it's been just a phenomenal experience. I'm so thankful. And I also have the honor today of recognizing all the staff that cares for survivors every day. They put so much heart into their work. They work really, really hard. And so I would like to invite them to join me on stage, please. All the Burn Center staff, come on down to the stage, please.
If love could fill a stage, this one would be it. Come on. Come on. Keep going. Squeeze in. Let's make 2 rows. We're going to do a photo op.
Sarah Rains, can you please come to the stage? If you work at the hospital, any discipline, I need you here on stage because you all do so much work.
Okay, scoot in, on, squeeze, 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 squeeze.
We got everybody. Morgan, Lori, everybody's here.
Okay. Get down in front more. Come on. You're part of it. Squeezing in. Okay, let's come in over here.
Yeah, let's get in the front.
Oh gosh.
Come on. One. Can you guys hear me? No. Yes. Okay. All right. Not so fast, guys. You know we got to bug you a little bit. So I'm going to pass the mic down, and I want each of you to tell me your name, your discipline, and how long you've been serving the Burn Center for. Let's get started. Jim.
Hi, my name is Jim Murphy. I'm with administration, the Department of Surgery, and I've been with the group for a year now.
Hi, I'm Julia. I work in the outpatient burn clinic. I've been with the Burn Center for 1 month, but with UNC for a year and a half.
My name is Tammy Turner. I've been with UNC for about 15 years and burn clinic for 3 years.
I'm Sarah. I am part of the accounting team with the Department of Surgery, and I've been working with the Burn Center for about 2 years.
Hi everyone, I'm Danielle. I am from the Department of Epidemiology, Infection Prevention, and I've been with UNC for 23 months.
Hi, I'm Anita Shen. I'm a PT, and I've been with the Burn Center for 14 years.
Hello, I'm Brittany Corshin. I'm an occupational therapist, and I've been with the Burn Center for 6 years.
Hi, I'm Lindsay Myrick. I'm a recreational therapist, and I've been with the Burn Center for a year and a half.
Hi, my name's Elia Hernandez. I've been with the Burn Center for 21 months.
I'm Debbie Cosentino. I am a RN, and I have been working with burns on and off for the past 21 years.
Hi, I'm Ruth Tadese, and I've been with the band team for almost 10 years now. Thank you.
Beth Bale, occupational therapy, 28 years.
God, I love Beth. Derek Miller, Burn Outreach, 21 years and counting. I'm a lifer.
Susanna Shelton, and I've been with the Burn ICU for 16 years.
Hey, I'm Ashley Camilla. I work night shift around 14 years.
I'm Jess. I'm one of the NAs in the Burn Center. I've been there 19 years.
I'm Alex Coward. I'm one of the burn surgeons. I've been here for a year.
I'm Caprice Greenberg. I'm the chair of the Department of Surgery, and I've been here for 3.5 years.
I'm Felicia Williams. I'm one of the burn surgeons, 11 years.
Hi, I'm Andrea, the clinical chaplain, and I've been in burns for 1 year.
Hi, I'm Sade. I work in the Burn ICU. How long have I been here? Almost 4 years.
Hi, I'm Stacy Leggio. Work in the Burn ICU, one of the CM4s. I've been here for 3 years.
Hey, I'm Skylar Wood. I've been in the Burn ICU for 2 years. Yeah.
Hey, Michelle Palopoli, nurse in the Burn ICU for 3 years.
Hey everybody, I'm Sarah Lawn, burn psychiatrist. I've been here for 10 years.
Chelsea Hendricks, aftercare coordinator, 4.5 years.
I'm Morgan Carlock. I'm the quality assurance nurse, and I've been with the Burn Center for 6 years.
I'm Courtney Wright. I'm the nurse educator. I have been with the Burn Center for 8.5 years, but UNC for 17.
Hi, I'm Lori Crisco. I'm the Burn Program Manager, and I've been on and off for about 25 years.
I'm also in the on and off club. I'm Michelle Barr. I volunteered at my first Camp Celebrate in 1991, and I am so happy to say that my very first camper is in the audience today. Yes. So I have been working in the Burn Center, so let's say on and off for 25 years.
I'm Jenny Zeller. I've been a nurse in the Burn ICU for 1 year.
I'm Megan Litchfield. I've been on 5 East NA for 10 years.
Good morning. I'm Jennifer Mathis, registered nurse, Burn ICU, year and a half.
My name is Jonah Tatum. I am part of 5 East, and I've been here for 8 months.
Hi, I'm Chastity. I'm also a part of 5 East, and I've been here for 8 months.
I'm Natalie Sproul. I've been in the Burn Center for 21 years, at UNC for 31 years, and a burn survivor for 16.
Hi, I'm Jasmine Morales. I've been a nurse at the Burn ICU for 3 years.
Hi, I'm Lisa Cooper. I am a burn registrar. I've been with UNC for 25 years, the last 10 with burn.
Hi, this is Amina Kawa, 5 East, 2 years.
Hi, I'm Erin Foley. I'm the Burn Center social worker. Been here 4 years.
Hi, I'm Cassidy Litch. I've been working on 5 East as a nurse for about 2 months now.
I about walked off with that.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Char Poteet. I'm our nurse manager of the Burn Center, so the Burn ICU and our acute burn floor 5 East, and I've been at UNC just shy of 20 years, and I've been in our burn service for 14.
Hey, my name is Millie Dasher. I'm one of the nurse leaders in the Burn ICU, and I have been with PICU for 9 years.
Hi, my name's Denicia. I'm the Health Unit Coordinator for 5 East. I've been with us for like 3 years.
Good morning, Heather Dodd. I'm with occupational therapy. Been there for 18 years.
Good morning. My name's Colleen Wilkinson. I've been in the OR for 11 years at UNC and for the last year and a half in the Burn OR.
I'm Nikki. I'm a nurse in the Burn ICU, and I just had my 8-year anniversary yesterday.
I'm Monica Atanasian. I've been the case manager for 18 years.
I'm Booker King. I'm the burn surgeon, burn division chief. I'm gonna ask Dr. Williams to stand if she's in the audience. She's burn director, the burn center director, and she just started. She's done tremendous work here. I just want to say, just generally for us as as staff, this is a very important occasion for us because we deal with patients who are not as fortunate as you to survive. And some patients, even though they survive, they're not able to go about their normal living because of the extent of their injuries. And it's hard, to take care of some of these patients in a lot of the context in that we don't see, maybe not see some positive outcomes in some of these patients. So when we come here and see you guys and how well you're doing now, that gives us the enthusiasm and the energy to keep taking care of other patients. So thank you very much.
Next, we're going to thank our supporters. The programs that you are experiencing, including today, do not happen without the support of so many donors, large and small, as well as people who donate their time and talent. Chapel Hill and Carrboro Fire Departments, I'd like to thank you for the flag outside, for the color guard, and for being here today. Round of applause. Our outreach coordinator is going to announce the next one. Thanks, Derek.
Thanks. So for me, one of the beautiful things about doing outreach, it's being constantly reminded of how much bigger the team is than I've thought that it was. So I'm going to make 2 comments. Number 1, just an example, my good friend Liz, who Michelle already mentioned, she asked for us to recognize folks that she remembered who literally saved her life. She remembered the firefighter who extricated her from the house fire, and she remembered the 911 communications person. Those were the two folks that she remembered viscerally. And you can rinse and repeat for any survivor's experience. You might remember that one nurse or that one OT or whoever, but the team is bigger. When we dug a little deeper, this is just an example, we found it wasn't just those two people. That's self-evident, but there were 50 firefighters, 50. 8 chief officers, 15 engines, a ladder truck, 2 quick response vehicles, an air trailer, fire marshal, 3 ambulances, 8 EMS personnel, and 4 sheriff's deputies from her county. Okay? Now that's before she got on Novant's flight helicopter to bring her to us. And how much bigger is the team now that she came to the Burn Center? So I want you to get a sense for all of you, for our current and unfortunately our future survivors. The team is bigger than you can imagine. They might never meet you, but they're fighting for you. They're fighting for you. So 2 friends that I've had a chance to work with for the past year and a half, I'll invite Darren and Patrick to come down if you don't mind. Okay? So the game is bigger than what we imagine. The team is bigger than what we imagine. So my good friend Darren Solomon, he's with ATF CFO. So he is the president of our local chapter, or the North Carolina chapter of the, let me get this right, International Association of Arson Investigators. But I'll turn the mic over to him if they want to make any comments. But they've been delightful dance partners for us to expand the prevention and outreach and education work that we do across the state. So Darren, Patrick.
Thank you, Derek, for the warm welcome. I'm joined by my colleague, Patrick Barker, who's our Vice President. International Association of Arson Investigators, that's way too much of a mouthful. We knock it down to IAAI. Just to give you a little bit of background about who we are, we're about 1,000 members of just that, investigators, fire marshals and fire service, police officers and detectives, private investigators, and other specialists. We're the biggest chapter in the country. Within the whole association is about 11,000, and we make up 1,000 of that. So we're very proud of who we are. And as investigators, we see this from a different perspective. We actually are very intimate with what goes on. As investigators, our job is to find answers, pure and simple, to provide those answers to survivors, and when appropriate, to seek justice. We're blessed to have such an institution like this in our backyard. The life saved, the quality of life is just absolutely amazing. And part of us giving back is not just to give answers to survivors and to the community, but it's also to keep providing for these beautiful people. So we do fundraisers throughout the year, and over the course of this past year, the fundraisers have come up with a very good amount that we want to give to the Burn Center to continue to go towards helping survivors and the actual institution itself, to keep on paying it forward. We love our job, but honestly, for us to be able to do our job, there's another human being having the worst day of their life. And we want to make that difference and help. So, based upon that, from the North Carolina chapter of the International Association of Arson Investigators, we would like to donate to the Burn Center $750 to pay it forward. Thank you.
I want to point out Darren's modest, but he was also the 2023 GQ Man of the Year.
I can't follow that. Next, I'd like to invite up the Red Knights Motorcycle Group, North Carolina, Chapter 12. All of you. I'm told they're all very photogenic. Come on. end, can we please have a word or two about what you did to raise this money and what your group is? 20 minutes or less.
2 minutes. It's a pleasure to be here this morning to present a check to the Burn Center. We had a motorcycle ride back in April, and it was not a charge, it was just donations from the riders. You'd be amazed at how many people, how many motorcycle people give money to the charities. The Red Knot organization, we're a chapter NC12. It's an international organization. We have chapters in several European countries. Joey was the national president a couple of years ago, and we take this as an honor to be able to support the Burn Center. As firemen, we hope we never need you, but it's always a blessing to know that you're there if we do. The same with the people that we protect. So then, on behalf of NC12, I'd like to present a check for $1,500 to the trustees.
Right here. Pretend you like each other. Thank you all.
Thank you.
And lastly, I'd like to invite to the stage Brian Bridgers, survivor and volunteer for many years extraordinaire.
It's an honor to be here. My mother gave me a check the other day and said, take this to the reunion and put it forth to everyone here. So I'm here today on her behalf to present a check for $1,000 to the J.C. Burn Unit. And just want to thank everyone here for all the participation and everything for the years. I'm 30 years in. And I wouldn't be here without my mother and all the family support I had. That's a lot, and you all know that. And this is a whole new family, and I love it. And they're here to support you, and we're here for you. So if you ever want to talk or have any questions, I'd love to chat and talk with you, and look forward to getting to meet everyone here. Thank you all.
I want to add that Brian was a Camp Celebrate camper way back in the day, and he is a volunteer inspiring our young survivors now. We appreciate him so much. Today's volunteers as well. Raise your hand if you are volunteering today. They're quiet, they're all over the place. This double-size event would not be possible without our volunteers and all of our events. Now, this can work. Next slide, please. There we go. Chelsea, raffle, round 2. This is a glasses one. This is the part I have been so excited for such a long time. Introducing my friend Kiki Vo. Kiki is a licensed psychotherapist, consultant, and speaker based in California. After immigrating to the United States at age 11 with her widowed father, she became a trailblazer as the eldest of 5 siblings. Proudly graduating from college as a first-generation low-income student, the intersection of her culture and experience has shown her that resilience is more than endurance. It's about creating a life that feels joyful, whole, and authentic. Kiki aims to empower others to heal in ways that honor their own story and truth. Kiki earned a bachelor's degree in social welfare from UC Berkeley, and a Master in Social Work with concentration in Community Mental Health from CSU East Bay. She is a trauma-informed and culturally affirming therapist and draws from her lived experience and over a decade of work in school settings, hospitals, outpatient clinics, and nonprofit organizations. Giving back to her community is at the heart of her work, and she partners with 2 organizations to offer wellness support groups, creating a sacred space for collective care and healing. She also serves on the board of Close the Gap Foundation, working to ensure first-generation and low-income students have access to mental health resources and the support they need to rise, lead, and thrive. In addition to private practice, Kiki is a full-time mental health clinician at Stanford Medicine's Children's Health, where she specializes in supporting youth and their families in developing interpersonal and emotional regulation skills, building capacity in times of distress, and creating a life worth living. I'll tell you, there's so much, I didn't want to cut any because she's so amazing. In her free time, Kiki finds joy by resting, playing with her kittens, experimenting with new dishes, and exercising. Having witnessed her growth trajectory since I got to know her in 2014 when she was a young adult peer mentor for the team I worked with at Phoenix Society for Burn Survivors, I am personally thrilled that she is here with us today. Kiki, you're an absolutely amazing human, and I can't wait to hear what you have to say to our group today.
All right. Hi, everyone. Wow, I feel so tall up here. I feel really tall. Hi, everyone. I was going to introduce myself, but I was like, wow, I did not expect that. So it's pretty cool. Thank you so much for welcoming me here. It's an honor. It's an honor, and thank you so much. I know you all could be anywhere today, but you chose to show up today for yourself and for one another. So, hope you stand up. If you all can stand up with me for just a second. All right. I'd like to ask you a question, if I might. Have you ever experienced a dramatic event before? Or something really tough that you didn't think you could get through? Yes, all right? All right. Raise your hand, either hand, if you've been through that. Loss of a loved one, a burn injury, heartbroken, whether, you dated someone, you're heartbroken, a hard career transitions. Pretty much everyone in the room, right? All right. Despite all that, the fact you all have the skill set. You all have what it takes to survive and be here today. So with that, I hope you pat yourself in the back. Just take a moment and look around the room. All right. You may sit down. So, I was gonna say, you may wonder who is this 5'0" person up here standing? Up here I'm like 8 feet probably or more. So a little bit about me. I'll take you back to where it all began. All right. So I was born in the countryside in South Vietnam. So you might hear an accent here and there. Okay. Or you may hear me mispronounce a word or so. It's okay. I am the oldest of 5. Like Jess mentioned, I have a sibling here. She is also a burn survivor like me. And I have another one at home. And funny thing, we actually call ourselves the Burnketeers. Like the 3 Musketeers, get it? So that's me, and that's my mama. Her name is Sung. And that's me on a motorcycle. I don't know what age, but she's cute. And my father was a farmer. He grew coffee beans and peppercorns. And my mom, she was a very loving mom, but she was very fierce. So I think I got that from her. She was a homemaker, so she was making sure that we always study hard and help around the house. We didn't have much. It was a village. There was no electricity. We wake up by 5 a.m. and we go to sleep by the time the sun sets, pretty much. But we have each other. It was a family of 7 total. So the day that everything changed for me, that was on November 12th. Actually, this month marks 25 years of my burn anniversary, which is, it's amazing to say that out loud. Just take a minute for myself to honor that. And that day changed the trajectory of my whole life and got me here today. So my sister and I were burned in a house fire, and along with our mother. I sustained third-degree burns over 70% of my body. As you can tell, there is a small, it's in Vietnamese, so you might not be able to read it, but that's me, my father, and my 2 other burn survivor sisters. So from the injury, my mom passed away. And I think at that time, I was around 9 years old. To be honest with you, trauma makes me forget about things. It froze things in time. And my mom passed away, and we were in a hospital, and unfortunately, we weren't there to receive the news. And we also weren't there to also attend the funeral. So that was a part of me that I felt for the longest time I couldn't grieve my mom's death. And then because of the burn injury, in Vietnam, if there is no money, there is no opportunity to receive the most effective care for your burn. So this started a whole journey for me, and talk about traveling far for medical treatments. And I know how many of you here have experience of that, traveling really far to receive medical treatment. Anyone? Sir? Yeah? I guess far is a very subjective word, all right? So in April 2002, a nonprofit sponsored us to come to the United States for medical treatments at Shriners Hospital. Now, who here is familiar with Shriners? Yeah, right? They're pretty cool, and a special place in my heart always. So at Shriners, care was never denied due to the lack of, money. So my father brought us, burn survivor sisters, to the United States without knowing a word of English. Nothing at all. I honestly don't know how he did it, but he did. So this marked the beginning of a whole new chapter for me and my sisters and my father, and it was filled with so much hope and uncertainty and lots of change. That's a really cool picture I want to share with you all, and I want to let you know that some of these pictures I've never shared with anyone before. So there's me. Can you see? There's me right there. And there's my sister, Nhi. And that's my sister over there, Lily, the second youngest. And the cool fact here is all our OT therapists, they're all Jens. So we have Jen, that's a Jennifer, another Jennifer, another Jennifer. So I thought that was so cool when we were over there in Boston. So that's the first Shriners Hospital that we received treatment at, was a Shriner in Boston. And I'd like to introduce you to this framework today. It's called RISE. This framework will help you understand different seasons in my life and the strategies that I use to help me kind of navigate through those seasons. And maybe some of these strategies will resonate with you, and maybe some of these strategies you're already using. But I hope that these strategies will inspire you to keep following and keep being consistent, and to just help you navigate through any tough moments in your life. So RISE, the first one stands for resilience. It's about rising when everything falls apart. When you do not want to rise, all you want to do is maybe give up. I stands for identity. It's about remembering who you are beyond your pain, beyond your trauma, beyond all the suffering that you had to endure. And S stands for self-compassion. It's about meeting yourself with so much patience, grace, and kindness. And last but not least, empowerment. It's about reclaiming your voice and power and building a life full of purpose. So resilience, okay? So like I mentioned, it's about rising when everything falls apart. So I have a question for you, and I hope this gives you an opportunity to just chat with each other more. So think of a time when everything felt like it was falling apart in your life. What helped you keep going, even in a small way? May you turn to your neighbor and maybe chat a little bit for a minute. All right. Let me do this, actually. All right. Would anyone like to share? No pressure at all. Anyone like to share? Just maybe one person? We're friendly here. And I'm nice, I promise. You want to share? Oh, here you go.
Hey, my name's John.
Oh.
Flowers.
Let me see. Good question. There you go.
I was blessed with two of the greatest grandparents, obviously biased opinion, but my grandmother was French, first generation French American, went through the Holocaust and, had cancer numerous times, lost a baby, at childbirth. And just seeing her resiliency, her attitude, and her, continual zest for life. It just, when I stack things up, it's always like my problems are super small,
Thank you for sharing that.
My name is Lolita, and this is my friend, Frankie Graves. He's a burn survivor, but I met him when I was in the military, and he led me to the Lord Jesus Christ, and he has always been a good friend to me. I was a single parent, and I could come to him and talk to him anytime because it seems as though he just understood everything. And then in my later life, even as of current, when things seem hard, and you just need a friend, I can always go to him and he listens, without judging or.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that. I really do. And I just want him to know that I appreciate his friendship.
Yeah.
And that it's worth going to somebody that you can trust and talk to and not,
Amen.
Look down on you or judge you and put the finger on you.
That's beautiful.
Thank
All
you.
the flowers to you. Respect. Thank you for sharing that. And yes, he deserves all the flowers. All right. So just to continue, all I know is that when I was from 10 to 21 years old, I was in survivor mode. And what does that mean when I'm in survivor mode? And I know many of you can relate, maybe. When you're in survivor mode, you just think about how to breathe, pretty much, how to manage the next thing, the crisis. You don't have time to really think about maybe making friends, think about relationships, maybe even go to school, all these other things. It's hard because all you need to worry about is like, what am I going to eat the next day? Maybe. How am I going to get through the next surgery? Things like that. And for me, it was multiple things happening at once. It was learning a new language. English is hard. Anyone here know another language? Any chance? Yeah, right? Learning a whole language, navigating new culture. And I was in and out of the hospital for so many burn surgeries, while I was also the oldest of my 4 younger sisters. So we had a lot going on, and I am thankful to that version of myself every day today for being in survivor mode, because she did what she could. And I know each of you did the best you could. So I was living below the poverty line back then, and I was living in Sacramento, in California, and I was struggling with severe anxiety, depression, and lots of grief. Grief that I didn't really know how to process because I was, again, in survivor mode. So I was feeling a lot of feelings, right? And have you ever felt like just so built in, like your grief is so heavy that you're not able to breathe, pretty much. And you feel tense all the time, you feel sad all the time. That was me back then. And I'm not gonna lie to you all, I'll be 100% honest. Some days I didn't think I could make it. So I'm here today to tell you that it's hard, but take a breath. Every breath you take helps you move on to the next parts in your life, next moment in your life. So I ask a lot of questions, but these are the 2 questions I ask myself a lot in survivor mode. Was why me? Have anyone ever asked that question? Yes? Ooh, yeah, why me? Why bad things happen to me? All right. I remember in 7th grade, there was these mailboxes. I would leave the house, and I would stand right there and keep asking myself, why me, why me? Around 14, 13 years old, and I just cried. I felt so alone. And I know that I share these very vulnerable moments because I know many of you have been through it or are currently going through it. So I was trying to hold on to hope because in high school, I lost my father to liver cancer and became an orphan. So I think that was about 18, just turned 18, few months. And I think that part of my life, I was like, you know what, I'm ready to give up. You know, my life shattered again. And I felt like, what's the point, right? But then, this is the part about resilience and holding to hope. Because sometimes you just have to find one thing to keep you going. And the one thing, or should I say 4 things, were my sisters, people. And I had no idea what I was about to do. I was 18. My youngest sister then was 8 years old. And, you know, I was just looking at them, and I was like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do, but I'm gonna find out how. And I held on to hope because of my sisters, but also I knew that my parents have sacrificed their lives to keep me alive, to save me. So I knew I wanted to live for them and for my sisters. And hope is a funny thing because sometimes you don't know the outcome of it, but you just have to trust and have faith. And I had lots of faith and hope because my sisters were my reasons why. And hope helped me reassure that my pain, whatever I felt then, it would just be temporary. Because, you know, it's hard to see your 8-year-old sister and giving up. It's hard to see your younger sisters and like, I give up. You can't do that. And I couldn't do that, especially to them, to myself, or to my parents. So that's a photo of my father. That was the only time we took family photos. And those include one of my other sisters who is not a burn survivor. Her name is Gigi. And then that's Mimi, the youngest. And that's my father. I just want to take a moment to honor him too, because his death anniversary is in 2 days. So November is such a beautiful month of celebration of life for me. And I know many of you, you know, it's a Thanksgiving, right? It's a time to gather to celebrate families. So this is my family, and I'll take a moment to celebrate them. So these are some practical ways that have helped me build resilience during that period of my life where it was so hard, yet I somehow made it through. And here are some ways that I want to share with you, and you might find it helpful for your own journey. First thing first was for me to acknowledge my grief. Befriend my grief by letting others also witness it. So I have in the audience, I have Jenna. She's a wonderful superwoman. I remember at burn camp, I met her at burn camp, and at 14 or 13, I was crying, y'all. I couldn't enjoy the camp activities because all I could think about was my dad and my sisters. And she just walked around with me everywhere. And she just sat down with me everywhere, and she just listened. She listened. And she made a promise with me when I was younger. If anything ever happened to my family, that she would be there. She's here. And so I asked for help because I knew I couldn't do it alone, right? And community care comes in different ways, and that was where I met her. And family comes in different shapes, size, and she became my family. And she helped, and because of her, my sisters all stayed together in the same house, and they did not need to go to the foster care system. So it was a powerful thing she did for me. So as I mentioned, resilience is we're not meant to do this life alone. I couldn't. And it's co-creating through connections, right? Through community, through different touch points that you find your people. And another thing I did a lot was, I talked to myself, as you can tell. Self-affirmations. There is a song called Inner Strength. Anyone familiar with Hilary Duff, by any chance? Yes? Okay, we got this. Okay, cool. There is a song called Inner Strength. And it's small, like poem-like, but I remember at 14, I keep singing that over and over again. And it helps me. For some reasons, it just stuck with me. And it's about finding the inner strength, even when the outer world felt chaotic. And after I graduated Berkeley, I ended up having it right here. And it was with a cross and a flame to always remind me to carry that inner strength with me, no matter where I go. And self-affirmation is so important, and I'll get to it more later on. And the other thing I did was I found a lot of micro joys and meanings. It doesn't matter whether it's a flower, whether going to church, whether it's for my sisters, whether it's to maybe go to college, maybe become something, maybe be a singer, whatever it is, find your microjoys. Because your microjoys will expand your emotional capacity and also help pull you out the trauma because trauma tends to make us feel so hopeless. So it gives you some hope, gives you some purpose to live life. So another part I want to talk about is identity. It's remembering who you are, right? But this part for me didn't really happen until I started college. So I'll talk some more a bit about that. But now is another time I love to hear you have a conversation with each other. Who am I beyond what has happened to me or the roles I play in caring for others? So a minute or two, if you can chat, and I'll bring a mic down later. All right. Okay. I would start singing a song, but you guys don't want to hear my voice. Anyone would like to share? One or two people? Oh, yay. Perfect. Here you go, sir. It's on.
What is so interesting, but I know it's God ordained. 2.5 years ago plus, I was diagnosed with metastatic prostate cancer, stage 4. The doctors told me I had gone into the lymph nodes. They saw spots in other areas of my lungs. For a whole year, I could not pass water on my own. I had 2 catheters, one in my bladder and one in my kidney at the same time. And the doctors recommended chemotherapy. To this day, I have not had chemo. I have not had radiation. And I told someone if I ever knew where my help comes from, I thought I knew then, but I know now. I'm here today with my daughter who's a burn survivor, and I'm just glad to share that testimony that God is my source.
Amen. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. And I also like to share. Oh. All right. Thank you so much for willing to have a conversation with each other. Awesome. So the next part I want to talk about is how I was exploring my identity. And I think it was junior year at Cal, Berkeley, when I was realizing that, wow, I'm going to graduate. Like, it's real, it's hidden. It was hidden me. And I realized that, wow, I will become a first-generation low-income student who is a burn survivor at a big institution to graduate. And I was overwhelmed with excitement, and I was very scared because the world was gonna be, I didn't know what to expect. And so, but I knew that I had an opportunity, and that I was more than what happened to me. And that was a time for me to learn, to explore about who I was, beyond my scars, beyond my, the grief, beyond all the loss that I had endured. So I was so excited to kind of start find out who was I and who was Kiki, and then I start to go to therapy. I started to join a lot of support groups. I started to take up leadership roles. I even joined a dance class, y'all. It was scary, and I was always scared of people looking at me, making fun of my scars. So I joined a dance class. I was like, let's do this. Let's just put me right there and perform whatnot, right? I was scared, but I tried because I knew that was the place, because after that, it was gonna be harder, sometimes. And I knew I wanted to be an active driver. So fun fact, I don't drive, but my family knows this. But in my life, I am a very active driver in my own life. I'm a passenger princess, I'll swear. No shame in that. I am no shame in that. But I knew I wanted to be an active participant, active driver. So what strategies helped me back then? So I had to first kind of reframe my mind a little. So I shift from why me to what now. So what now? What choices do I have? What things I want to do? So it helped me kind of move beyond the trauma, integrate the trauma into my life, and it's not just taking it as a whole, and it's not defining me as a whole. So I started to explore parts of me that's beyond the pain. So I would like to encourage you to think about, for instance, make a list of who I am for you. You make a list of who I am, beyond the labels, beyond a patient, beyond being a caregiver, a service provider. Who are you, right? What do you like to do for fun? What sparks your joy? What makes you feel whole? Questions like that. So identify your village, even one safe person. There's many research, and the nerd part of me, say you only need at least one protective adult in your life, or friend, or people in your life. I have a couple of people, but at least one person, because we really do discover ourselves through safe relationships, right? That reflects our wholeness, not just our wounds. And movement. So notice and really start to notice how our body, right, how it wants to move, express itself, rather than focusing about appearance or limitations. And that will help you build trust with your mind and body, because they're connected. So now, my families and my friends can say this: you cannot get me out of the gym. So maybe a little bit more, but I would love to hear, what do you like to do to move? Yoga, dance, walk, anything at all, but anyone would like to share? You can shout. Dance! Oh, I love to dance. Yes? Golf, yes. Bicycle, bike. Yes, motorcycle. Anyone else? Hiking? Yoga, yes. Hiking, yes. Move. Yes. Creations, yes. Lovely. See, we have a list, right, of ways we can move our body. So I want to share with you, it's my village. I have a lot more, but for the purpose of today, I want to share about Jenna, I mentioned earlier. It's a really cool picture of her and me when we first, during my graduations, my undergrad graduations. And then that's my chosen family, Sherilyn and Tony. They're like my brothers and sister. And so I think sometimes life, sometimes you might not have a family, right? Or you might not have things the way you want it, but you can create and make, create your own village. And in order to have a village, you have to be a villager, right? It's reciprocal care. It's not one way. You have to be a villager and participate in this family. So self-compassion. This is the next chapter in my life, but it's not linear, right? So sometimes you can need to tap into being more resilient. Sometimes you can tap into self-compassion, and it all can connect it together. So self-compassion is when I was meeting myself with more kindness, grace, and patience, as I mentioned. This started actually when I started my master's program. I knew that in order for me to be of service to others, I need to really take a deep look at myself, my wounds, my shadows. I need to be able to, take care of myself, my well-being, spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally, all aspects of my well-being in order for me to truly show up for others, right? So I need to learn to speak to myself like someone I love, right? How would you speak to a 7-year-old self? How would you speak to a 5-year-old self? With kindness, right? We don't want to criticize a child. So each of you have an inner child, by the way. Each of you have an inner teen also, right? All versions of yourself. So I also want to share that compassion is a verb, right? We can't just say we're going to do it and we're not doing it, right? We have to follow through. It's about showing up for yourself. Take the actions, right? So one of the skills I've learned after my master program was duality. Have you heard of the word duality before? Yeah, some of you? Great. So duality to me means making space to be a human. That's pretty much to summarize it up. So it's about navigating and learning to hold multiple opposite truths at the same time. That sounds hard, right? Multiple opposite experiences and emotions. So it's really about staying present, again, to move through these experiences, emotions, without getting overwhelmed by them. So what it does for your body over time is that it will help you build emotional capacity, flexibility, and resilience. So these are some examples, right? It's about I can experience joy and grief at the same time. Life can make no sense and still be worth living, right? I can be so scared, and I'm scared, y'all. Some days it's very scary. For instance, to drive, for instance. I'll get there one day. I can be scared and do hard things anyways. So these are the words that I try to, speak out loud when I'm scared or when I feel tensions in my body, when I feel like I'm having two opposite emotions at the same time. Like, how do I deal with that, right? Skills number 2 is about learning how to pour into yourself first. So again, self-compassion means taking a hard look at your own emotional capacity and needs. Sometimes we don't have enough, right? Sometimes we need to really look and then recharge. So some questions for reflection today, and I'd love to hear maybe someone answering one of these questions. What fills my cup today? What do I need right now? Emotionally, physically, spiritually, etc. What do I need less of is also very important to know. Oftentimes, we fill up our cup way to overflow. Our plate is too full. We don't know how to maybe take off some things, and that can overwhelm your body and your nervous system a lot. So maybe think about those 3 questions, and I'll come down stage, and maybe if you be willing to share. What fills your cup today? What do you need more of? Or what do you need less of? Oh, awesome. We have. Here you go.
Hey, so what fills my cup up is actually coming to this reunion. I'm a nurse, and coming here and seeing the fact that what we do is really hard in the hospital. We know that we're causing pain and suffering, but to come here and see the survivors and hear the stories of how, yes, you made it out and the things that you've accomplished since then. So that kind of really fills my cup up. I come every year for that.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thank you. Anyone else? Yeah. Oh, you want to share? Here you go. Go ahead. You want to talk? You can talk. It's okay. Take your time.
The thing that fills my cup is being loved by my family. And the thing that I need less of is stress.
I hear you. Amen. Amen. I feel you. Thank you. Thank you so much. We all need less stress. Amen. Amen. And yes, and then a reminder, self-compassion is not selfish. It's an act of self-preservation, right? We need to preserve ourselves in order to continue to do what we would like to do in life, whether it's spend time with families, be here today, and it's about progress, not perfection. Ooh, let me switch this out. It's about progress, not perfections, right? So continue to just practice, but the goal here is intentional practice. Skill number 3, have you heard of radical acceptance? Some of you, have anyone heard of radical acceptance? Yeah, okay. This one is hard. It's hard. It's about when painful events or emotions come. It's about you cannot always stop them, right? But you have to stop fighting them. Because what happens when you continue to fight painful events or emotions? You can shout. It's exhausting. It's exhausting, yes. What else? Depression, yes. Mental health, right? Your mental health is impacted. Anything else? I'm sorry, you say something? Draining, yes. Exhausting, draining. Correct. Yes, you're in a loop. Oh, it's an exhausting loop, right? And you make things worse sometimes, right? So some of the ways, I call this the 3 N's, right? To help you kind of remember it more effectively. N stands for no. First one is notice the situation. I notice this is happening. I notice, What? And then name the emotions and physiological sensations. So this helps you, again, be more in tune with your body. Name the emotions is, I feel sad. I feel blank. Sometimes I hear folks say I feel like, right? Have anyone done that before? Yeah. So I feel like is actually a thought. So I feel, that way we have an accurate label and name for our emotions. It's so important. And then physiological sensations. Like, where do you feel it? Do you feel tensions in your chest, your shoulders? because these are cues that will help you gain some awareness, but also it's so important for you to know how your body is impacted, right, by stress. So the third part is nurture yourself through it. You don't need to escape it, really. It's about noticing it, naming it, and nurture yourself. What do I mean by nurture? Ask yourself questions like, what do I need in this moment? This is really hard. Do I need to take a bath? I know it sounds simple. It's not about, again, erasing the problem, the situation. It's about noticing it and being with it with tenderness, right? With compassion. Acceptance isn't about approval, by the way. We sometimes forget that before you really see the reality, you have to accept it. I'll give you a funny example. So I am 4'10", 3/4, all right? Majority of my life, I refused to accept I was 4'10", 3/4. Did that help? Not really. Because imagine me standing upright. I said standing tall because I wish I was tall. Standing up, looking at the shelf, and I can't grab anything, right? So I think in college when I was like, okay, I need a ladder, a little stool step. So I got the step, and it helped me so much. So now every place I live, I need a step stool. But you see, if I keep refusing the fact that I was 4 feet, 10 something, then I would never get the resources or the tools I need in order for me to get to the place I need to get, or get the things I need in life, right? So it's like that. When I think of radical acceptance, it's like that. So this skill will help you expand your tolerance, right? For emotional experiences that are very challenging, rather than suppress them or go in a loop, be more stressed out, right? So this is one of my favorite quotes. It's about saying, pain is inevitable. We all gonna go through life experiencing pain, but suffering is optional. I just wanted you to sit with that a little bit, right? So I have a question again for you to reflect. What would your life feels like, right? What would your life feel like if you accept things you cannot change? And if you would like to be vulnerable for a minute and share with me, I would truly appreciate it. But it's optional. Less burden. Thank you. Relief. Anyone else would like to shout? Out. Peace. Yes. Maybe a good night's sleep. Yeah? Fresh. Yes.
Focus on things you can, right?
Yes, focus on things you can. Relieves the stress. Yes, exactly. Calm. Yes. Thank you. Now, skill number 4 that I'd like to share with you all, and there's so many things, right? So many skills. These are just some of the skills I want to share today. So we calm the body, it will help us calm the mind, right? I know this is a skill that many of us probably heard a couple times, but I want to share a little bit more why it's important from a mental health perspective, right? So have anyone heard about the idea of the body keeps the score? Yes, right? And sometimes we forget that the body also has the wisdom to heal, right? Duality, right? Both can be true. And so what deep breathing do is that it helps regulate the nervous system and reduces stress, as someone mentioned earlier. So for actual trauma survivors, we actually need 5 minutes plus. Oftentimes when we do deep breathing, I know I make this mistake before. I breathe for like a minute or 10. It's 10 breaths, right? But in actuality, we need about 5 minutes plus because our nervous system has been put through so much stress, so much pain, that we need more time to kind of like settle down, to lower the intensity. And fun fact is that your body can't be in a stress mode and rest mode at the same time. Yeah. So you want rest, we take some deep breaths. And I'm hearing some breaths. Great. And you want to blow out. You want your inhale to be shorter and your exhale to be longer. Blow out like you're blowing out candles on a cake. Blow out like you're blowing some bubbles. Okay. As you take some deep breath right now on your own, where in your body do you find some release and some ease? You can shout. Your shoulder. Great. Anyone else? Your legs. Yes. Yeah. Thank you for sharing. So last but not least, empowerment. For me, it's about reclaiming my voice and power. And this stage of my life really happened when I became fully licensed as a psychotherapist. So I started to really reflect about what matters most to me, right? And who I wanted to help. And I knew I wanted to help burn survivors. I know I want to help other folks who also are immigrants like me. So I asked myself, very important question then, was what am I choosing to live for? And what is my why? Why my purpose? So I started to write down some journal, write down some notes. And I came up with the idea of opening my own private practice while I was working full-time at Stanford. I trusted myself, even though I had no idea how to do this. And I made so many mistakes as I went to, from website design, content, marketing, all of that. But I knew I wanted to be scared and do things scared because I knew the impact would be powerful. So these are two photos of some of the events I attended in the past. So this is me participating in a plenary panel at the ABA one time with the ABA with the Phoenix Society, actually. So you can tell I was really excited. And that's me on another panel with the Phoenix Society. And it's Amy, you may be familiar with Amy. So many great opportunities as a burn survivor myself to just be a part of a community like this and to speak, to share stories, but to support and help one another. And that's my why, is to empower others like myself to not just heal, right? Not just go through the healing phase, but to survive and thrive in life in whatever ways you define that as. And these are some ways that have helped me feel empowered and some ways that may help you too. I position myself as a lifelong learner. I do not know everything, right? And we don't know everything. And so that helps me a lot when I do new things. I lean into my anxiety. I lean into the fear, and I do it anyway, as I am doing it right now today. I speak my truth. I use I statement. I need this. I will do this. I feel this. Why is it so important to speak our truth? Yes, because you matter, right? It's authentic. It's authentic, exactly. Because speaking your truth teaches your body, your nervous system, that your voice matters and that you are important to be heard, right? Again, we are teaching our body, our nervous system, how we talk to ourselves matters so much, right? And make daily intentional choices. There's a lot of things that trauma takes away a lot of choices, right? But when we make intentional small choices, it teaches us that we can have the opportunity to be a good creator of our own life. Whether it's eating what we eat, what we wear, read, or how to rest, right? Small things matter. Nurture relationships, right? Surrounding yourself with those who inspire you and hold you accountable, right? We can't do this alone, as I mentioned. It's so important to surround yourself with individuals like your other burn survivors here, right? Family members, friends, but people really call you in, not call you out, okay? People call you out, you know how that feels, right? Yeah, but people calling you in with so much kindness that will help you move forward. Last but not least, express yourself creatively. Because you are whole as you are, and you're more than all the surgeries that you went through, more than your scars. So I'd love to hear for a minute, what do you do for as a creative outlet? Anyone sing, dance? Someone mentioned dance earlier. Arts and crafts. Yay. Anyone else? Writing, singing. Play guitar. Plant flowers. Yes. Perfect. Oh, foraging. That is so cool. Yes. Music, right? Love that. So, where am I now? That's me in the kitchen. That's my creative outlet. And I was making some egg bites for the first time. So excited. So things ebbs and flows. Still, I struggle with anxiety, like many people, right? And when I struggle with hardships or anxiety or low mood, I lean into my body a lot. My body has been here with me before I even remember it, right? It has guided me, it has held me through all those surgeries. So my body has a lot of wisdom. And I know that if I trust it, it will help guide me onwards. So I wanted to really reiterate that resilience isn't about being unbreakable, okay? It's about breaking, rebuilding, and rising again at your own pace, not someone else's pace, with community, with each other. And I want you to remember always that you are more than what happened to you. You are constantly becoming a new version. You're constantly evolving. So, this is the first time I share this picture, but I want you to know this took me 20-something years. 20-something years for me to be here speaking with you. That's me when I first came to America. You can see on my hand, it was all, I am so grateful to all the burn doctors, the OT, the nurses, the NA, the people who held me, literally, together, put me together. And that's me, 34. and working at my dream career. So I have to tell you, the face of resiliency, it's a long journey, but you start here and you keep going. Thank you so much for inviting me here. Thank you. Thank you. I'd like to continue with a little short segment to introduce Jenna, as I probably mentioned a couple times. Jenna will introduce herself, but we have a quick little Q&A and panel for you all. Jenna, welcome. Thank you. All right, a little mic for you.
I have it.
Can you hear me? You have a mic, that's right.
I got it. I got it. Well, thanks for the invite.
Of course.
I'm Jenna Graham. I decided pretty much the day after I graduated from Cal with my degree in molecular and cell biology, I witnessed a friend of mine graduating from her fire academy and decided, wait a minute here, no med school? Go to medic school and a fire academy and I can be a firefighter? I can do auto extrication, put out wildfires, structure fires, and practice medicine off of a fire engine? That's it. That's it. I made that decision, and it was during my time in paramedic school that I heard about Champ Camp, which is our biggest camp in California, where I decided early on, even before I had become a firefighter. I was still in medic school and on my journey. I wanted to go to that camp. And that's where I met Kiki. I made it through medic school, I made it through probation, and my first year I was able to take the time off to go to that camp. I did. I spent several years working with the younger kids, and then it was my first year as a counselor in the seniors that I had Kiki in my cabin, and she was 14 years old. And the next year, I had her next sister in my cabin. We built a really powerful friendship during that time. And then it was the night before we hosted a pancake breakfast at my fire station to raise money for that Burn Foundation. She called me and said, my dad's dying, I need help. And I told her, we have the pancake breakfast tomorrow, I gotta work on Monday, or Sunday and Monday, I'll pick you up from school on Tuesday. And I did. I picked these two up from school, and we started problem solving. And we didn't know what it was gonna look like. But we made sure that she had food in the house, a Wi-Fi router, the things that they needed to put one foot in front of the other, that day, that week, that month. And I just kept visiting. And essentially, her dad asked me to take care of his kids. And I didn't know what it looked like when I told him I would do my best. But as the years have gone by, we have just put one foot in front of the other and figured it out. I did become the legal guardian of her 4 younger sisters. She was already 18 at the time. So I became the legal guardian of her 4 younger sisters. And she went right off to UC Berkeley. And Nee was able to stay in high school at the same school that she was at so that she didn't have to move schools. And the younger 3 sisters came and moved to my house. And I went one last year to Champ Camp and then recognized it was a little bit too much. To be able to take care of all those kids, work full-time in the fire department, and continue making that happen. So we adjusted the life a little bit. I didn't know anything about being a parent, but I knew how to drive a fire engine, run a fire crew. I could put out a fire. So we taught them how to clean up the fire, how to clean up the kitchen like we do it in the firehouse. Nobody leaves the kitchen until it's all done. My partner and I at the time prioritized, we need to make sure that these kids get their medical care, their mental health care, and education, and that they feel loved.
Mm-hmm.
And there were some hard days,
Yeah.
but we did it. At that time, I was an engineer paramedic in the fire department, and that's the rank I hung out in the longest because it was so much fun. You love the ability to make decisions as an officer or a chief officer, the leverage you get when you're in a bigger rank. But man, the freedom of being an engineer, you can go and run the calls and do your job and spend that time. I had the best crew around me, and it was really, really excellent when we went through that transition. So it's been a joy to watch Kiki grow from the camper into this
Thank you, Jenna.
amazing, accomplished woman, and I'm so happy to join you right here.
Yeah, thank you so much, Jenna. I appreciate you. Her camp name. So we have camp names at Champ Camps. Guess what her name is? It's actually so cute. If I might say, can I say?
You can say.
Okay,
sure.
It's called Sweet Pea. She's a sweet pea. And she is the sweetest pea you ever known. She wear her heart on her sleeve, really literally sometimes.
So context for that, I'm not a whole lot taller than her, maybe an inch and an eighth or something. So imagine me being hired with a woman who's 6 feet tall and very long and lanky, olive oil-esque, and a guy who was really burly and more like Brutus or Popeye. So Sweet Pea was me before I ever got out of the academy. The firefighters in the room know how that happens.
So questions for you is what strengths or how do you cope or navigate through being a guardian for so many girls with so much needs? And yeah, we were a bunch.
Sources of strength to do all that was necessary to be a guardian. One, I had to ask for a lot of help from a lot of people, which was actually a very challenging thing for me. I still have a hard time asking for help, right? So many of us who are the care providers, the givers, the firefighters, the nurses, the doctors, they've got a room full of giving people that probably have a little bit of a hard time asking for help, but I had to. There was no way that I was going to be able to accomplish all the things that we needed to do. So I got help from Elisa Ann Rush Burn Foundation, which is the organization that I was volunteering for when I met them. We had some assistance from the Firefighters Burn Institute. When we would walk into Shriners Hospital, I felt like a rock star. Like word would get out that we were down in the clinic. Oh, Sweet Pea and the Vogue girls are here. And all the different people that we knew, the OTs and PTs and the docs that also came to the local burn camp, would really come in and give us a lot of exceptional attention and help. And then, as I mentioned before, I was an engineer paramedic at the time that I became the guardian of these girls. And my crew was absolutely priceless. So really speaking to those who we are surrounding ourselves with. And I chose to drive the busiest engine in our downtown corridor. And I had a captain who was flexible and firefighters surrounding me that would make me laugh every day. And allow for me to bring my whole family to the firehouse for Thanksgiving and Christmas, and we had a lot of good laughs. So the community feels very familiar and comfortable. This room is filled with people who are not the exact same individuals, but very much like the people in our community in California with our burn community.
Yeah, thank you, Jenna. If you could share anything as a guardian, a mother figure, what would you like to share?
Listening, being open, I think when I first started getting involved in their lives, and I was running around in Sacramento trying to figure out how to problem solve, and even before I knew for sure that they were going to come and live with me full time, they were wondering, who is this crazy white lady who is like involved with this stuff? There are some cultural differences, and you have to learn how to make compromises in various areas. Where is that listening absolutely critical? How do we provide for the needs of? And it wasn't super obvious at first to me. I don't know why, because it's so obvious now, but food is such a big deal. When you're sick and not feeling well, you want that comfort food, right? So a big bowl of pho is where we go every single time. Taking her little sister to the clinic to have stitches removed or any of the things that we were doing. We would stop by the Vietnamese grocery store and get whatever food you want. But you're gonna have to help me cook it because I don't know how to do that. But over time, we figured it out. And the most important thing out of all of it was listening, like really, truly listening. What is this young lady saying? Whether it was Kiki or Nini or Lily or the other two sisters, really listening, because they might say some words or be truly upset and calling it this. I'm really upset about this. This is the thing that you're upset about right now. But what's the underlying thing? And as we continue to grow, and this is myself included at 51 years old, you know, she's 34 and pretty proud of it. You know, we're adults and we are constantly working to turn awesome into awesomer. Always, you know, whether it's the latest book we read, a podcast we shared, a saying we saw, you know, whatever it is. And with each of those 5 young ladies, it's a slightly different variation.
Yes.
But really listening, because it would be hard to, if you just wrote down what their personalities are and how they interact with the world around them, you wouldn't even believe that they're sisters. Because they're all so different from each other. But the bottom line with any and all of them is that listening. And Kiki and I find ourselves calling each other all the time. Hey, we've got this thing going on. What's the sounding board? So I was the parent guardian for a long time, but now we're 2 loving adults that we just get to share life and puzzle our way through it together. It's pretty special.
Thank you, Jenna. Thank you, everyone.
Awesome.
That's it? Yeah. All right. I believe we have just, can you turn on it again? Oh, okay. I'll move over here. So, I just want to leave you all with, oh no, did it go to sleep? Oh, okay. I just want to leave you all with my contact information. Oh, question first, actually. Do you have any questions for us? Yes. Yes, sir.
I'm going to make this real quick. Wow, it doesn't matter how old I get, I learned a lot today.
Thank you.
So Kiki, I'm so proud of you, seeing how you've grown and what you're doing now makes me feel really proud of you. And thank you for those nuggets you gave me. But the question I want to ask, and I don't know if you mentioned your father's name or not, but the question is, how did your father deal with the grief of losing a wife when he had to deal with his kids being injured?
Yeah. That's a really good question. Oh, sorry, I'm just thinking my dad. And it was, I will take a moment. My father was in a lot of pain. I won't lie to you. It was really hard. My mom was at his life. I would say his soulmate. He got 5 of us. He loved her so much. And I think it was really hard because when we were in America, there were a lot of times that he was really sad and upset, but he hid. And I think he just wanted to make sure that we were focusing on our surgeries, but I knew that he was so sad because I was there on his last, the day before he passed away. And there's something about so unique because when someone like my mom passed away already, I felt, and there was a very interesting occasion when I left the hospital right that day, and I felt like, I don't know, it was his angel or my mom, but I felt like shadows behind me and on my shoulder. And I felt like this moment where my heart just sank, and in a very peaceful way, because I knew my mom and dad were together. And I truly believe they're together. So in some ways, they have done what they could, and they're there together. And I think that's the best thing I could hope for anyone, whether in this life or next. Yeah. Anyone else have a question? Yeah, you, yes. And my father's name is Juden. Oh, perfect.
My question is, when were you born?
Oh, when? You say when?
Yes.
When or what year? Which one?
What year were you born in?
What year? I was born in 1991.
Whoa.
Yeah, right? Whoa. Thank you. Okay. All right. Thank you, everyone. And I just want to quickly leave my contact information. It's a QR code to my website. And that's my email address for you. If you have any questions, any thoughts, any way that I can support you, feel free to send me an email. I promise I'm nice.
Sport patient everywhere in the UNC Aspelo. I thank God for that. Thank you.
Okay. Again, if you want to share your story, we are not out of time, we are just shifting time. So we want to feed the people. Come on. Next slide, please. Maybe. There we go. So we're going to continue the conversation. I'm going to turn this off. Briefly, let's keep in touch today. You are going to share more of your survivor journey at lunch. I'm going to ask you to invite new friends to your tables. Sit with some new friends. Keep chatting. Keep telling just wherever you're at, because wherever you're at is a gift to whomever you share it with. I mentioned 2 o'clock in the lounge, and we will have some more open mic style time for then if you want it. And we have a peer supporter survivors offering assistance in recovery table as well. Bear with me one more slide, I promise y'all. You want to do this one? All right. Again, if you are interested in future programs, we already have the date for this. November 7th next year. Mark your calendars, 35th, it's going to be huge. If you're interested in our survivor retreat, things like that, go to that SOAR table that's out in the atrium area. Big news, we actually, due to some cancellations, have raffle for 3 complimentary registrations to World Burn Congress happening next week in Covington, Kentucky, and a free coach bus that we're chartering you can hop on. So all you would have to do is take care of your lodging. If you are interested in that opportunity, get on the bus. Go to the SOAR table and put your name in for that. So that could be for 3 of your family members and you stay together. It could be 3 separate people. That's up to you. But if you're interested, it's going to be an amazing trip. Today's photos and videos for those who signed photo releases will be shared with you. We have a photo shelter site that's HIPAA compliant, it's privacy compliant, so we will share that with you as well as the video. We have some great opportunities to keep watching.
Hello world, I'm seeing you more clear now. I'ma take you on with no fear now.
Wait